If the Willie Lynch letter is authentic, then the spell of self-hate should have been lifted by now. But here we are, 2025, still doing shit that's detrimental to the state of black existence, all for the sake of keeping it a buck. You ever notice Mr. Charlie, you know? They can fight each other like lions versus leopards, but still find a way to come together at the end of the day, and they can go play golf. On the green, men meet under this white umbrella, and they swing iron between their legs like it's their love muscle. And their only objective is to knock a little white ball off the face of the earth, and this is symbolic. It probably started as a smear campaign, turned into a game, but now it's a sport. Thinking back, the only truth that I was ever taught in public school was math. Everything else was Mr. Charlie's side of the story. I guess that's why history is classified as his story. All the flavor that black people gave this country to help make it great is always erased. And it makes it like we fell from the sky and we landed into slavery. And then we jumped up and marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge for the right to sit on the same toilet seat with white people. That's because in America, racism is a religion. Religion is a Ponzi scheme. And a good way to tell you're going through a bad neighborhood is when you see a lot of churches. There's usually 2 or 3 in one block. The block is always dilapidated and it's precarious in its foundation. Because you can give money to the church, but it don't circulate. The pastor got a smile that's fake. And everybody in the community is crying broke. The church is always stacking cake. But there are levels to this shit. Think about it. So, when immigrants go to another country, they do it for a better way of life, right? But if that's the case, then you can't say the same thing about my forefathers, because a better way of life was built up their back. In fact, many came to this country like convicts were going to court. Their hands and feet were fettered to the ground, down in the bowels of a slave ship, like cheap fish, saltwater seasick and suffocating from the stench of their own excrement. Now, wait a minute. Immigrants don't travel like this. You got black folks being treated like hostages and getting smoked like sausages in a tight ship shipped across the earth for 2 purposes. It's about comfort and wealth for European nations. But even inside of a race, there's a race. It's about the white dudes that come in last and described as trash and used as buffers to keep black people in their place. But on any given day, all they got to do is shave and bathe and put on a suit and tie, and they fit right back into the upper crust of society. And we spend so much time looking up to them because they spend so much time looking down on each other. But then again, there are levels to this shit. Think about it. It was Tricky Dick Richard Nissen that classified single black mothers as welfare queens. He championed this message to make it seem like all of America's economical problems were black folks' fault. But how so? And what I don't get is how school books always find a way to omit how black folks were brought to this country against their will and use that free labor to fulfill white people's dream of life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. The black family was property, and property was later changed to happiness. And if you'd be happy too, if you was given land as far as the eye can see and employees that you never had to pay, and every day they work from Kansas City morning to Kansas City night, harvesting rice, picking cotton, chopping tobacco, digging ditches, building bridges, uprooting trees, and a list of back-breaking chores that had to be accomplished. And at the end of the day, all a nigga had to eat and drink was water from a creek and some fucking fat back. I grew up in Harlem on a cobblestone street across the street from this mansion. Now this mansion sat on this plantation overlooking the colonial housing projects. It was 1973. I remember vividly watching a black and white TV that colored black people lazy, and this is a lie, because hard work was called nigger work, and Mr. Charlie did not believe getting his hands dirty with white people around because that would have leveled the playing field. And equality was unheard of back then, and today it's hypocritical. Why is it hypocritical? How can we play tit for tat in a capitalistic society when you don't own nothing, you don't control nothing, and nobody depends on you for anything except the criminal justice system? In my opinion, this is one of the reasons that public schools look like prisons. It's a form of conditioning and social engineering. I was in IS-10N-154 before the metal detectors came, and Cops and Robbers was the game we played when we were in the early stages of a mental illness that would later be described as, boy, is you crazy? What else would you call them when black children think they got the liberty to play with toy pistols and the white children?